Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeffgrantmedia. In today's first impressions-ish video, we have the Granite Gear Dagger 22. Now, as you can see, this bag is not in a box, so there's no unboxing portion to this video, and that is because I made a rookie mistake. I filmed the whole unboxing first impressions video. I created a folder on my desktop for which to put said footage into, and then I apparently never dumped the footage. And when I did some card maintenance and reformatted some cards to wipe them so they were fully ready to go, I deleted the footage, thinking I had it on my hard drive because I had a folder. Never opened up the folder to double check. So we've already used the bag just a little bit. But first, before we get into that right on top, I am not affiliated with Granite Gear in any way, shape, or form. I purchased this bag myself with my own money on the second-hand market, so I did not even buy this from Granite Gear. So I have no affiliation with them in any way, shape, or form. I'm not being paid to say anything positive or negative about this bag. Now, before we get into my first impressions, it's the journey into this is a little funny. I had seen someone on one of the Facebook groups posted it, and I thought, it's a pretty nice looking bag. That would make a great dad bag. So I wanted to see more about it. They had a little write-up, positive, but when I went online, there was nothing really about this bag anywhere. There's no reviews on this bag or anything. So I reached out to Granite Gear to see if they wanted to team up, and nothing but crickets. So I heard nothing back from Granite Gear, and then someone posted an ad selling one on one of the many Facebook groups that I am involved in. And I saw it and I thought, that's a really good price, but I'm gonna wait. It's still kind of early. I haven't heard anything back from Granite Gear yet. Let's give this a couple more days. And then I heard nothing back from Granite Gear, and then I couldn't find the post. So I made my own ISO post, and lo and behold, the original poster that I had seen, AJ Pierce, had seen my ISO and said, hey, I got one for sale. And then after I found him, I found his, for searching, I could not find it. So Facebook search engine sucks. It is terrible. All the keywords I used, ISO, want to buy, want to sell, WTS, Granite Gear, Dagger 20, nothing was turning up any results. He sent me a link and it was still there. So Facebook's search sucks. So if you're looking for something in particular, you're kind of at the mercy of it being at the top of the newsfeed on Facebook. It's a great resource to buy bags, but you're better off doing either your own ISO post or just getting super lucky because their search feature is terrible. But I digress. So AJ had sent me the link and I was like, dude, you're the seller that I was looking for. I saw your post. So we made a deal. He sent me the bag and it is in pretty much new condition. The only reason it's got any dirt on it is this table that I'm using is just beat up. It's a reclaimed table made from fence slats and pallets. I built it. It's wobbly, it's dirty, and I gotta replace it because it's getting everything dirty. Anyway, so filmed the whole video, lost it. But I did not really use this bag too much yet. I've actually had it in my possession for over a week, but generally when I dad bag, we're doing stuff on the weekends as a family, and last weekend, this March weather that we're having in Pennsylvania in 2020 is absolutely ridiculous. On Saturday, we had a snowstorm that shut everything down, so we did not leave the house. Then on Sunday, it was like 45 degrees, and it's been like 70 the past two days. So it's ridiculous. So we didn't go anywhere the first day. The second day on Sunday, we had dance class, and then we did go to Chuck E. Cheese. So I carried this around Chuck E. Cheese for a little while over there for about an hour or so. But I didn't really need to access it too much, so this is still gonna be a pretty accurate first impressions video. I only really used it that one day. Next weekend though, this coming weekend, which is in like 2 days, this thing's gonna get used a lot. So the reason I wanted to get this Dagger 22, see me glance and the dog he's sniffing things he shouldn't be, is honestly the main reason is this front Durastretch pocket here. I absolutely love these pockets. They are just so incredibly useful. They're great for just throwing anything in there. Like right now, I threw my quick access items. I got my boo-boo kit full of princess band-aids for my daughter. And what is this? This is, oh ooh, I gotta return this to her. We brought this to play in the car. Her little notebook she was drawing, her notebook and pencil are in here. So I gotta give that back to her. See, this stuff like this is why I love these Durastretch front pockets. They're so readily accessible. And when we're walking out to the car, my daughter handed me this and said, "Daddy, I want to draw on the car." Of course, she didn't, but I just stuck this toy, stuff like that. I always use these front Durastretch pockets for things like that. So my first impressions of this bag when I took it out of the box were, I really like these straps. There are a pretty dense foam, but they have a lot of, they're not super stiff, so they feel, and the hour I carried it, they felt great, and I really liked them. They're very, very comfortable. Then on top of that, up by the neck area, there's this extra soft, it feels almost like the 210D that GoRuck uses, that's gonna be up in the neck area. So when it's rubbing on the side of your neck, it's actually a softer material than the nylon that the rest of the strap and bag is made out of. And it's also the same on the underside of the straps and the backing of the bag. It's this nice, softer material. Again, I believe this is like that 210D that they use on the Ruckers. It's really, really nice, and I really like, you can kind of see, see the accent where it's just in that top section, right where it's gonna kind of rub your neck, and I really, really like that. And they also has load lifters to help dial it in, which I still need to adjust a little bit. I do have all of my dad bag needs inside here, but I only use it that one day, so I still have to dial in my carry. So the bag overall, it has your front Durastretch pocket, it has water bottle pockets on, can't find the grab handle, on either side. It has a pretty nice channeled back pad that, again, I haven't really used yet. This is a day pack. This is for hiking, so it should have some decent ventilation on it. And it does have a sternum strap. I believe, yes, it does. I didn't take it off yet because I wanted to give it a whirl. It has a removable waist belt, and you'll simply feed it out through the nylon clips, and then you can completely remove the waist belt. We've got one top quick access pocket here where I have stashed my needs of hand sanitizer, business cards, and a bag of extra masks. Because yes, we are still masking up, even though they tell us we don't necessarily have to. We want to be safe. And then we have our main compartment, which is a half zip. So if I take the notebook out, you can see that a little bit better. And here we have, you can see we dangle down. This is our outside quick access pocket. It dangles down. Now the only way this will be a little bit of an issue is when you're putting a water bladder in and out, because this does have the water bladder sleeve and it sits up pretty high. So I'm not going to be utilizing this for anything like in some of my other bags. I've utilized the water bladder sleeve to keep my quick grab. This is my quickest, most accessed bag and pouch that I carry. This is full of, but right now just wipes. This used to be wipes and dipes, but we're 3.5. We don't really need we don't use the dipes anymore, but we always need the wipes. I would generally stick this inside my water bladder sleeve, so it's always readily accessible. But because this sits up so incredibly high, you can't really use this for anything other than a water bladder. But if you are going to use this to carry a water bladder, there is a hanger right up top, and it kind of tucks itself into the quick access for your straw, your hose, and this goes out either way. It comes out up here on the back, and you can go, this will go the other hand. You can go left or right, depending upon how you want to wear your straw. And right up here, which is pretty hard to see, we have a zipper, which just accesses your frame sheet, which is removable if you want to take it out and make the bag a little more floppy, or replace it and make your own. But then that's it. The rest is just a cavity. There's no more pockets, there's no more internal organization. So first impressions that I'm thinking is, I think I might be one pocket shy. Generally, I like 2 pockets to help organize some of my stuff here. This quick access pocket is a little bit small for me for what I'm carrying now. If I wasn't carrying masks, this pocket would probably be perfect for me, because I do probably have 5 masks inside a plastic bag here. I have 2 for my daughter, and I have 1 regular mask for me, 1 regular mask for my wife, and then I believe I have like a buff style mask in there as well. But generally, I do like 2 organization pockets. but right now it's not a deal breaker. I did stick a couple supplementary things. This is colored pencils. There's something else in there. And these are a new addition. These are disinfectant wipes. So I have regular wipes, and then I have some disinfectant wipes. So far, I'm liking the bag a lot. The only thing I kind of wish this had was a little bit of daisy chaining. The compression straps on the side are okay, but I feel like the way this clip is hanging right here, it kind of was getting in the way of the zipper. Now, it wasn't by any means a deal breaker. The zipper will still, it kind of just pushes it out of the way, but it was more I felt it, and I feel like maybe the tail or the buckle, if I have it open wider, it's going to kind of go inside. So essentially, if I had it open up some, it might go inside, and it's just going to kind of inhibit the zipper right there. I haven't had that issue yet, but again, I've only used the bag for about an hour so far. But that's just my initial thinking, is that I feel like the strap might get stuck on the inside of the bag. So I would like to maybe see, instead of these compression straps, have some daisy chaining. You can still have the compression strap, but then not have this extra flap here, which I don't understand the flap. That was the only thing that I thought was a little weird about the bag, was this weird flap. So maybe eliminate this, do some daisy chaining instead of it. That's just incredibly useful. And then you can still have your compression strap, but just tie it back a little bit further. Maybe tack it underneath the daisy chaining, and then it's going to be hopefully sit back a little bit further, so it won't dangle so close to the zipper. It could dangle a little bit further towards the center of the bag. So this potential negative will just be completely eliminated, because if it's not so close to the zipper pull, if it's dangling back here, I'm not gonna have as much of an issue trying to zip the bag. But thus far, that might be the only two things that I might not be liking about the bag. Is I wish it had two pockets instead of just one quick access organizer, detail pocket, whatever you want to call it. And I wish that it had daisy chaining instead of this little flap here, and then move this compression strap back. So like, I guess that's three, but I'm gonna count this compression strap and flap as like, and daisy chaining as like one thing, because it's like what I would do, this whole little system that's going on here. I would eliminate this, add the daisy chaining, and tie the compression strap in a little bit further into the bag, so you're not going to be right next to the zipper. But other than that, I'm pretty happy about this bag. Oh, one caveat: AJ did actually include an extra Granite Gear pouch in the sale. It was attached to the left strap, but I didn't have anything to put in it right away. So I took it off because it kind of felt like it was a little bit it would have been a little bit in the way when I put the bag on, because it did slide a little bit to the side, so it didn't just sit snug. It did have a little bit of a play. So I did take this off. I'm gonna try to utilize this for something. It seems like it's gonna be a good little pouch. It's got some padding to it, so I'm guessing this might have been, this might be for like a cell phone, or like if you're hiking, maybe like a Garmin InReach. You can put that on there so it's always accessible, so your InReach isn't going to get banged up. I don't have an InReach, but I think they're smaller, but I don't know. I feel like this has been manufactured well past the time of smartphones. Like an old cell phone would fit in this no problem. Like the old Nokias that I used to play Snake on would probably fit in this great. But it was also a brick, so you could probably just drag that behind you tied to a piece of dental floss, and it would be completely fine. I digress. He did include this in the sale. I have not used it just yet. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to check this bag out, and hopefully this weekend I'm going to get a little bit more use than an hour at Chuck E. Cheese. Now, my intended use of this bag is as a dad bag. I am swapping out my LBT 14-liter Daypack V2 for the Granite Gear Dagger 22. Why am I doing that, if you want to question it? Because I really want a Durastretch front pocket. I absolutely love this. I just told you, like, this is perfect. Like day one, I ended up using it for how it was supposed to be used. My daughter, I'm stuck on my first aid kit. My daughter told me to hold her tablet, so I threw her tablet in there. This is why I love it. It's the great dump pocket of all things child. Now, this is a day pack, so I am going to take this on a couple of hikes. The good thing there is because I hike with my daughter, I actually can't call them hikes. We're doing more walks in the woods. I have adopted a very similar organization setup for my hiking pack as my dad pack. So honestly, the only thing I take out of here and put in there is the clothes. But basically I have the same basic setup. I have another equal, I bought the same pouches because I bought these cheap ones to when I became a dad, because I knew I needed some organization, but I didn't know what I was gonna need, what size pouches I was gonna need. So I didn't want to spend a ton of money, like 50, 60 bucks per pouch to get some really good pouches. So I bought these cheap ones, and they worked out really, really, really well for me. So when we started doing some more little hikes again with my daughter, I just took that whole system and duplicated it over. So honestly, my day pack, it has a few more things in it. There's some cordage in there, there's some tools, like a Leatherman and stuff. But for the most part, my day pack has these essentials plus some other things. My day pack is a 30 liter. I'm carrying for me, my wife, myself, my daughter, and the dog. I said me twice, I think. I said me, my wife, my daughter. So I'm carrying for 3 people and a dog. So there's a little bit more water involved, some treats for the dog. I whispered, but he heard me. He got excited and he ran over to the stairs. And some tools and whatnot. But I'm gonna use this as a day pack as well, because that's what this bag was made for. So I will test this out on a couple of hikes to see how it carries in the woods. That's a pretty good test, because I live in northeastern Pennsylvania, and the woods, there's no nice walk in the woods unless you go to a nicely maintained rails to trails trail, which are generally pea gravel and leveled and smoothed out. But if you go any actual hiking trail, it's nothing but mud and roots and creeks and streams that run across the path. So Pennsylvania is, when I look at polls about AT, what states they love hiking in the most, Pennsylvania, and specifically northeastern Pennsylvania, is usually at the bottom, the very bottom of the list, because it is, crazy dog, it is bad hiking terrain. So it's a good test on a bag how comfortable it is bouncing up and down on a hike. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this bag to an actual test, and not just a Chuck E. Cheese day. So stay tuned for the full real user review of the Granite Gear Dagger 22. If you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notification next time I post a brand new video. Good night.